The Women's World Championship and Rhea Ripley's fixation with Liv Morgan are big topics of discussion on Raw. By any means necessary, the Eradicator will reclaim the crown she never lost and humiliate Morgan. Plus, she gets to brutalize Dominik Mysterio, her ex-boyfriend, which is a huge plus. Regarding that matter, would it be possible for WWE to proceed to the next level and have an intergender bout on Raw between the two former friends? Well, it has definitely been broached, according to Joe of WrestleVotes. Joe was brought up in a live Q&A on Backstage Pass when someone brought up the prospect, even while he was unaware of how far the suggestion had made it. He did say that a bout between Dominik Mysterio and Rhea Ripley had been suggested. A possibility exists since certain members of WWE's creative staff want the bout to take place before the narrative concludes. Obtaining Dirty Dom would be a dream come true for Rhea Ripley. The Australian would remove her threat, paving the way to Liv Morgan, and she would be retaliating for what has happened in the last several weeks. Still, keep in mind that it's just conjecture at this point. It has been considered, but WWE has not yet decided whether to implement the plan. The only thing we can do is let the situation unfold. After WWE Bad Blood, Rhea Ripley already had a tough time dealing with Dominik Mysterio and Liv Morgan. At the Atlanta, Georgia event, Raquel Rodriguez triumphantly returned and, although by disqualification, assisted her buddy Morgan in retaining the championship. Ever since then, the Eradicator has been plagued by Big Mommy Cool. Raquel Rodriguez is always stepping in to save Morgan whenever she seems to be cornered. She wants to make sure the Miracle Kid remains on top, while also settling her issue with Ripley, which the 33-year-old has made apparent. Keeping everything in mind, it's obvious that Rhea must defeat Raquel to regain the title of Women's World Champion. The way Ripley handles the enormous challenge that Raquel presents will be fascinating to see. It seems that the former Judgment Day member is hell-bent on reclaiming her position as WWE Women's Division Champion. And not even Rodriguez, a towering 6-foot juggernaut, will be able to stop her. Rhea Ripley and Dominik Mysterio's alliance is one of the most intriguing in WWE, a world where complicated plots and surprising developments leave fans guessing. From close friends in the Judgment Day group to mentor and protege, their captivating chemistry has captivated the WWE Universe. Now, however, many are wondering whether Rhea Ripley and Dominik Mysterio may face off in an intergender battle, which would be a major plot twist on WWE Raw. Do you think this epic showdown could really take place? Not to mention the impact on their respective professions. Rhea Ripley is a formidable figure in the world of professional wrestling. She has established an unprecedented degree of domination in the women's division, thanks to her commanding presence, athleticism, and rebellious attitude. Ripley, as the Nightmare, is a major player in WWE's Judgment Day group and a prominent singles contender. Even Dominik Mysterio, who was formerly regarded as the quiet and obedient offspring of Rey Mysterio, has become a darker and more defiant person under her tutelage. Her impact is that great. The relationship between Rhea and Dominik has been intricate, and Rhea is often seen as the one who has guided Dominik's development. Thanks to his coach, Dominik has gone from being the timid son of Rey Mysterio to a heel who isn't scared to stand up for himself and disobey the rules. Their romance has people wondering what will happen next. They've been following Dominik's story with great interest. A fascinating issue arises, however, as Dominik's self-assurance increases. Is he prepared to emerge from Rhea's shadow and, who knows, maybe even challenge her dominance? A tremendous change has taken place in Dominik since he joined the Judgment Day. A more forceful and self-assured wrestler today, driven by his ambition to establish himself apart from the Mysterio name, he has transformed from the shy youth who walked in his father's footsteps. A big element of this change has been his affiliation with Rhea. Followers have seen how much he's grown as a person because of her. The ambition, however, has increased in tandem with Dominik's skill set. He may soon find himself on equal footing with Rhea, or maybe even competing with her. A lot of people are starting to worry whether Dominik, who has an inflated sense of self-importance, would ever question the person who had the most impact on him. His character may be given a new level of intensity and driven to new heights by such a plot. This begs the intriguing question. Would Dominik have the guts to compete in an intergender battle against his mentor? If the two were to engage in a fierce confrontation, Dominik would be able to prove his independence, and Rhea would have an opportunity to reassert her power, even among her own followers. When they do happen, intergender contests in WWE certainly make an impression. These bouts attract fans because they disrupt the status quo and provide fresh plot points. Rhea and Dominik's intergender bout would be a perfect example of WWE's tradition of being a safe space for creative risk-taking and boundary pushing. When executed well, intergender matches, which WWE has dabbled with before, can be very lucrative. Whether it's Becky Lynch's confrontation with James Ellsworth or Chyna's iconic fights during the Attitude Era, storylines that showcase the strength, agility, and determination of female wrestlers versus their male opponents are well received by fans. It would seem that Rhea Ripley's formidable character is perfect for this kind of situation. Dominik would have his time to exhibit his strength in a high-stakes bout, and she would get to show off her battling spirit in an intergender confrontation. The potential storylines that may emerge from a WWE intergender battle between Rhea and Dominik are rather intriguing. A plot involving the conflict between Rhea and Dominik might enrich the narrative of their group in Judgment Day, which is already based on sinister connections and moral gray areas. The buildup may center on Dominik's growing ambition and his determination to show his instructor that he can hold his own. Envision Dominik, eager to emerge from Rhea's shadow, resisting her advice. The tension may rise if there are a few misunderstandings or arguments during tag bouts, and Dominik could discreetly hint that he no longer needs Rhea's guidance. While she's pleased with his development, Rhea may reassure him that she is still in charge by bringing up the Judgment Day hierarchy. Dominik could become angry and want a chance to show himself at some time. This may set the stage for a dramatic confrontation in which Rhea offers to fight him in the ring, maybe to show him who's boss, or to see whether he can handle being alone. This match would be Dominik's opportunity to show Judgment Day he is more than simply a follower. There has never been a bout between Rhea and Dominik that followed the norms of WWE. Raw force and ferocity are Rhea's strong suits, while agility and high-flying skills are Dominik's. Dominik would need all the quickness and strategy in the world to beat Rhea, who would most likely take a systematic and dominating approach, using her power to dominate the battle. Just as interesting as the physical side of this contest would be the mental side. Since his opponent is well aware of Dominik's strengths and weaknesses, fans are curious to watch how he handles pressure. Dominik presents an opportunity for Rhea to reassert herself as the faction's leader, while also reminding him of the power dynamics inside Judgment Day. Envision a scene where Rhea stops after hitting a devastating move to inquire as to Dominik's determination to continue the bout. Alternatively, Dominik displays defiance by clenching his teeth after nearly avoiding one of Rhea's finishers. The level of intensity and drama that WWE fans want might be amplified with this kind of psychological strain. When asked about the prospect of a battle between Rhea and Dominik, fans wasted no time expressing their thoughts. There has been a lot of enthusiasm for the proposal, with many seeing it as a revolutionary step that might improve both characters. An irate fan gushed on Twitter, writing, "Rhea and Dominik in an intergender match would be everything." 2. They've created an excellent plot. WWE ought to advance it. Dominik has matured tremendously since becoming a part of Judgment Day, but he remains very much undecided, another supporter said. He may face his final challenge in facing Rhea.